Thumbnail. Okay. Hey y'all.
Hey.
We back, baby.
We're back, and you can finally see us. Hello, we're here.
We are.
So, as we stated in our previous episode, we are giving you guys a Christmas episode. So, as you can see, we have our Christmas lights in the back. It's a super cozy, background. We got our PJs on. We got our hot cocoa. It's almost gone because we've been drinking it this whole time. But yeah, so as you guys know, we are your hosts. This is Ladies Let's Talk, J&T, Miss Girl. Oh my gosh, we're super excited because the last one y'all didn't see us, so now y'all can see us and our facial reactions and all this stuff.
That's the funny part.
That's the funny part. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you share it and follow our Instagram page for more updates, challenges, and for exciting new things that are coming in the new year.
And one of the Christmas gifts which y'all will be getting in the new year is drumroll. Instead of drumroll, merch. Y'all will be getting merch from us. We will be wearing it first so you guys can see it. And then we'll post the details. But baby, it's cute.
Y'all, it looks really good, for real. So, we gotta hear y'all right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So today we're serving black girl realness. As you can see. Because baby, if you go to sleep without your scarf or bonnet,
what you doing?
What are we doing?
What are you doing?
What are we doing? Cut it out right now.
Or this. Sorry for getting out of the camera, y'all.
That.
Bonnet.
Baby with braids.
This is the extra large bonnet that we
need
made fun of for.
Girl, I'm feeling like a squid with that thing on.
Yes.
So with no further ado, we're gonna get into this episode for our podcast. And the title of our episode is The Gift of Giving. Now, this is the season of giving, to be jolly and stuff like that. But I personally feel like we just say that with intentions of receiving rather than giving. We're like,
low key, but we all know.
Yeah, I want this on my Christmas list. I'm looking forward to getting it.
You know.
Yeah. So, just remember that we get to give, and I feel like giving is necessary for all seasons, not just Christmas season. And yeah, so what are your thoughts, Trin, on giving this season?
Giving this season, honestly, leading up to Christmas, most of the time I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas, finna get some gifts, finna get the stuff that I want. But really, this year, to be completely honest, at first I wasn't really all really excited because this year is different for everyone. We don't get to be with our families like that. We don't get to celebrate in the big groups that we usually do because of the pandemic and us having to be cautious and having our own things that we're obligated to, and we need to be responsible and careful and considerate of others. So this year I was just kind of a little bummed out at first about it. But then I realized that I need to make sure that I don't focus my energy there, but I realized that it is a gift to even have my family with me, my immediate family. Because there are a lot of people who lost their loved ones this year. So many people have lost people that they love, and it's oh my gosh, it's still unreal to me how many people we've lost this year.
And people who are still catching it, and cases steadily rising.
Yeah.
And even financially for some people, because like businesses were shut down and stuff like that. So, money may be a little
tight. And it's people this year who aren't able to provide for their children, who aren't able to get the things and do the things that they usually do because of the effects of the pandemic. So really, like, my attitude is not in a place of like being what's the word for it, like sulky, I guess, like down and out, because I'm just grateful that my parents are still alive. My brother's still alive. Like, I haven't lost anyone immediate to me, like close to me. So that's my huge gift this year, is that the people that I love and care about are still here, because there are people that don't have their family this holiday or can't see them because of the stuff that's going on. So yeah.
I haven't lost anyone either. However, a lot of people in my family, well, I guess not a whole lot of people, but people in my family have either came in contact with COVID or had COVID. And for me, like, I'm very family oriented, so we're always together. So to be distant for like, a while was kind of like tough. And like all we were doing was like video chatting, playing games through like whatever video chatting apps or whatever. And I mean, this season we're still like meeting together, but like
still not the same.
Yeah, and and whenever we do get together, it's always been only us. It's never really been any new people. And then for that, it's like we have to ask, like, okay, like, where have you been? Have you been in contact with people? When was the last time you got tested? Yeah. All that stuff. But for the most part, like, we don't really go anywhere other than church. And, but it's just like whenever we meet up together, we always have to ask those questions and stuff. And I'm happy that my family, we're able to just be honest with each other. Because a lot of people will get offended and be like, oh, what you mean? Like, I'm good and stuff. And it's just like, we trying to stay safe, Especially after Thanksgiving, because families did meet. And that was a lot. So just imagine Christmas, like.
And then more people coming in town. It's a lot. It's just a lot to think about and take into consideration. And it can really be heavy on your heart when you're not like able to filter all of that's going on. It can really be a lot, because you're like, well, dang, like, should we even go out? Do we really stay inside? Like, but it's a challenge. But when you're considerate and you're making sure you're doing your part, it shouldn't be that hard. But then also it's people out there that don't care. They do not
still
care.
Going to parties, like.
They don't care.
And y'all, these parties be filled. Like.
Yeah. To the brim. And I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, even if everyone was to get tested, and everyone is negative, okay, you can be negative and you can still be a host for it and you don't show symptoms. And then you go out, everyone goes out to their separate places and goes out to...
And you don't know where they've been.
Yeah, shopping.
Before they came.
Gas station. It's the smallest little things that people don't be thinking is on, the virus is on top of, and it's like...
Right there in front of you.
It's right there. But, enough of the COVID talk. But next we're going to go into practicing gratefulness. So, Jocelyn, you can go into that.
So... As we were saying, this year has taught us to not take anything for granted, especially seeing your family, hang out with your family, spending time with people. And, it's a little tough, especially during this holiday season. So it's important to be grateful for everything that you have, the people you're surrounded with, and to really take advantage of it. Because, like we were saying, a lot of people lost close relatives and people in their immediate families due to COVID or just other things this year. So it's important to be grateful, and even outside of COVID, if COVID wasn't a thing right now, it's important to be grateful in this season, and to not give in to everything like on your list and that you want. Because as I said in the beginning, this is the season of giving, but we should always give, right? And I feel like even when we say this is a season of giving, our like, I guess like what people don't really know is like we really want to receive things this season. So it's important to not really give in to that, because I feel like you'll miss out like
on the real reason for the season.
Yeah.
And it's so cliche to say that, and we always hear it, whether you grow up in church or you come from a Christian household or whatever. But it's the truth. At the end of the day, Jesus is the reason for the season. His life, laid down for us, and we don't deserve it. And that is the greatest gift of all. Like, period. I would take that over anything else any day, And it's really something to think on. Like, really just sit there and think like, wow, like, I didn't wake myself up this morning. I didn't do that. A lot of people be like, oh,
my alarm woke me up.
No, baby. And it's people that don't wake up. It's people that wake up in the hospital. They wake up in an ambulance. It's just...
Or they wake up somewhere where they didn't lay their head down. As in kidnapped. Which is going on. Okay, kind of sidetracked. But like, y'all, please be safe out here, because it's been a lot of Amber Alerts lately. Yeah. And
especially in the Texas area.
Yes.
Not just Houston, but Texas in general, there's been a lot of Amber Alerts.
So please stay safe, especially because it's the holiday season. Like, it's a lot of good things that happen this season and a lot of negative things. And usually during the holiday season, that's when people just take kids, which is odd to me, but be safe.
Yeah.
But that just goes back into being grateful, I guess. Being grateful
for your... Okay, let's get into this. I only have one sibling. We're 2 years apart, so I can't really say this, but like, I'm just gonna put this out there for the people that got siblings and stuff like that. Like, really, like, be grateful for them. Yes, they get on your nerves if you wanting to fight. Like, oh, back up.
Bye, and I do it again.
No, but for real. But like, it's some people, like we just said, their siblings are gone, been kidnapped. Like, there was, what was it, yesterday? Day before yesterday, Amber Alert went off at 6 a.m. and a whole bunch of people was like posting about it, and some people were like, I don't know what it's called, but they were like basically saying like, if this thing go off one more time, yada yada yada. But you gotta think about it. That's a life.
That's real. That's someone.
That is someone's child. That is someone's sister. That's someone's brother or mom or dad that has been taken away. So it's like some things that you got to be real careful and sensitive about, because you never know when you'll be put in a situation like that. Or where that's your cousin or that's your niece or your nephew or aunt or uncle. You never know. So be grateful. Like, I understand like the annoyance of siblings and all that kind of stuff, but just really like be like, even if you're not like the lovey-dovey type, just be like, I love you. Like,
just appreciate them too, and take advantage of the time you do have with them. Because another thing 2020 has taught us is that time is not promised, and life isn't as long and just, I don't know, extravagant as people make it seem. Because a lot of lives were lost, and mean, people be dying young, and you just have to be careful, be mindful of those things, and be appreciative of what you have and be grateful for it. So, kind of tying back into the whole list thing, don't get caught up in your list. And this could mean, like, literally, like, don't get so caught up in your Christmas list where you just concerned about what you getting and not what you're giving to other people. Yeah. But be mindful of others' needs and, like, pay attention to people, pay attention to their patterns. Make sure you're, checking up on people and stuff, because people be going through it. Mm-hmm. And, it can get very lonely sometimes. So don't get so caught up in you. And, I'm not saying don't focus on you, obviously do, but don't get so, I guess, self-centered to the point to where you're not concerned about anybody else but yourself. Yeah, and the title of this part of, the whole thing is basically to check yourself and not the list. And it's basically like saying, evaluate where your heart is right in this moment, mm-hmm. and in the season that we're in, and make sure, like, okay, am I only saying this because I want something? Like, am I underlining saying, like, I'm gonna say this so that you would feel good, but really, yeah. Like, where is your heart? Check your heart and be like, okay, did I really mean that? Like, and it's kind of messed up, but because it's so cliche and routine, like, engraved into us, sometimes we be saying stuff and don't mean it. And you'll realize it sometimes when the person that's receiving whatever you're saying to them gives you a reaction. You're like, oh, mm-hmm. I really, like, I said that, and this is how they reacted. So it's really like giving you a chance to be like, I need to make sure that my heart is connected to my words. I'm saying it again. My heart is connected to my words. Because if they're not, then why are you saying them? Because it's you never know when somebody may need that word from you. Mm-hmm. And if your heart's not connected to it, then it was a failed, conversation, a failed whatever you said to them, because you didn't mean it. So that's something that I would encourage our age group to do. Like, really sit back and think, okay, did I mean that, or am I only saying this because I want something? And it's really, the definition for that is selfish. it's really messed up, but it's real. Like, I'm trying to think of a time that I did that. When have I done that? Maybe when I was younger and I really did want something, but I was just like, oh, my niece, love her to death, but that girl knows she can get what kids clever. They know how to get what they want, baby. They say the sweetest thing, you look so pretty, your hair is so cute. And want something. Why can't you just say it and mean it? And like, I think that hurts people's feelings, because that gets done to me. People will, like, sometimes people will say nice things to me and try to butter me up and then ask for something. And, in the moment where they do that, it's like, so did you even mean it? Like, yeah, because people feel that. They really, and they pick up on it. Some people will say something like, why'd you do that? Or some people just, like, take note of it and be like, okay, is this a pattern? Because you just always want something from me, and that's why you treat me a certain way. And back to what she was saying about checking your heart, make sure you're checking, like, the motives and the underlying, like, reason. And that's what you go and pray to God about. That's what I've been praying to, is just for a pure motive, pure heart, so I'm not doing things out of my fleshly desires, because we can be very selfish, and we can do things because we're like, oh, well, let me do this so I can get, and it's just like, that's not really cool, you know what I'm saying? And that hurts people's feelings, because that person will feel used, almost, and it's just like, oh, Okay.
Right.
Well,
and some people are naive and they don't necessarily know. And for those people, because I was that person before, and that also ties into like kind of being a people pleaser almost. Like it can tie into it. I'm not saying that that's necessarily everyone, but that can tie into people pleasing. Like they give you a compliment, so you're like, okay, they did that for me, so let me do this for them. You know, and that's a very manipulative friendship and like place to be in, and it's really dangerous at the same time too, because it can be like a give and take relationship instead of a give and give relationship, you know. And it can also be where that person is a leech to you, where they only come to you when they need something, but when I do come, I'm gonna make you feel good, you know. And that goes for relationships too,
and that's not healthy either.
It's not.
That's not. You shouldn't always be taken from a person. That drains the person, drains their energy. It drains them.
And sometimes the people that do it don't necessarily know, but we're letting you know now. It's not okay.
To check yourself.
Check yourself,
and not your list.
And it's okay. It's okay. If you don't know, we're letting you know. Like, just evaluate. Like, am I only talking to this person because I need the answers to this? Ooh.
Ooh. The tea.
am I only coming to you because I know that you can do hair or you can do makeup?
Am I only talking to you because I want...
Ooh. And you can...
And that person will give it up. That's not healthy. That's not cute. Very giving me ghetto vibes.
And
I don't
toxic.
like it.
Giving me
very toxic.
Y'all. Aroma. We're not
for it.
I almost said something. Giving me very much Brent what?
Brent Fayez.
Future.
Giving me future vibes.
Baby, no, that is not okay. That's not cute.
Girl, future.
Girl, got me itching and patting my head. That's not it. It's not it. That's not okay. Ladies, boys, all y'all, let me tell you something.
Tell them, girl.
Toxicity? No, that's not attractive. It's not.
And it's not cute to be caught up in something like that either.
It's not, because at the end of the day, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to be left drained and left crazy.
No, they really do be crazy.
For real. Let's just be straight up.
And then the other person looks at them like, why are you crazy? And it's just like, well, what did you do to them? What kind of relationship was that?
Huh.
What was going on?
Huh.
Was it give and take or take and take and take?
And then sprinkle a little bit of affection, but only when you give me what I want. No, honey.
We can't do that.
We don't do that over here because...
And ladies, don't be getting... Y'all, I understand it's the holiday season, but don't get to the point to where it's like, ugh.
You're desperate for affection and love and validation. It shouldn't get to that point where you... But I understand because I've been in that position, but now that we're enlightening you, don't do it to yourselves because one, it'll make you go crazy up here. Two, it'll leave you emotionally drained and exhausted and tired and hurt. And that takes time to heal. That ain't no overnight and somebody else come in to fill the gap of the hole of the abandonment and the neglect and the embarrassment of the situation. That makes it 100 times worse. Hear me and hear me clear. Because when they come in and they don't fulfill the need and that's the thing that you have to be careful of. No one should come in to make you complete. You need to already be whole. Okay? No one should come in making you, whole. Like, no, baby, you need to be whole.
And you shouldn't want that for that person, because how would you feel if you were meeting someone or talking to someone who wasn't put together just yet? that's like walking into something
And-
broken. That's
right.
not quite.
You're picking up a project.
Yeah,
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
This is not a class assignment.
If
This
anything,
is not...
the project will already be complete. We're just building off of
and
it.
complementing
Yeah.
the completeness of it.
And it's okay if you're in a position where you don't feel quite put together, or you feel like you're falling apart, or you feel just broken. Because the good thing in that is that that's where God can come in and piece all the pieces together. Now, the only thing with that is that God has to be the one to piece it together. You can't look for someone else to come in and fix you and try to get you, because they're not your creator, and
they gonna make you worse. They gonna confuse the pieces. All the puzzle pieces go backwards, flipped upside down.
And some people will take advantage of that and piece them into something that they want, just to manipulate you in a way to like, oh, yeah, like, I don't want to say like controlling.
It's a form of control.
Yeah, and that's not healthy either. But the good thing about God piecing you back together is that He knows who He created you to be and your purpose and your destiny. So when He's putting you back together, He's molding you into the person, the man or woman of God that He called you to be, so you can fulfill the purpose He has for your life. And the thing about God piecing you together is that you'll realize that all you really need is Him.
And nobody else.
And nobody else. And you wouldn't even have to worry about getting in a relationship and doing all this other stuff, because
you're going to be so in
love with Him.
Infatuated and in love with Him for taking the time and having patience with you, even when you don't want Him to be the one doing it. When you're allowing Him and accepting Him and like, okay, I'm going to just,
And we're not saying this in a way to where it's like, you not gonna want that, because you will.
Yeah.
You will. You will.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the more you mature and get closer to God, you'll catch yourself like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, we cannot go back down this route.
Mm-hmm.
And for us women, young ladies, girls, whatever, girl, whatever man God has for you, you're gonna know it's Him. He just gonna show up. What the Bible say? He who finds a wife finds a good thing. He who finds a wife,
not you looking,
not you looking
for it,
and not he who finds a girlfriend who he dates for a while and then becomes he who finds a wife. That's why it's important to be in love with Christ, because with Christ you can be whole. You won't be a girlfriend. You'll be a wife.
A wife. A woman of God.
A woman of God. And when the man of God sees that, it's going to be like, okay, God. So, girl, and don't rush it.
Baby, live your best life.
Now, we're not saying go out here
and wild out. No.
But do
you. Travel. Save up your money, baby. Go on best friend trips, because that's what we going to be doing for a hot little second in our 20s. We got our trips already planned out,
hey,
baby.
what y'all doing? Girl, we in Bali. What you doing?
Right.
Bali.
Spain. Giving you exotic
London, Greece.
trips.
Yes.
We're going to be traveling
we're going to be gone.
Peace!
Adios. Them pictures,
Adios.
Nice. Them outfits, bathing suits.
Popping.
Giving you body, yada, yada, yada.
No, but for real, y'all, like, out of everything that has been said, we want you to take away that, that you need to evaluate your motives and your heart, and just really think before you speak, and think before you make decisions, and make sure that it's coming from the right place and not a place of selfishness and greediness and underlining manipulation to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Cause you wouldn't want someone to do that to you.
Let's be real. You know you'll be in your feelings and probably
all of a sudden cutting people off. People only use me for da 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 da. And it's just like, well, check yourself. Have you ever done that too? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's whack.
Per.
We don't do that. We don't do that around here.
Yeah, y'all. So that's pretty much it, baby. That's what. But we love you guys so much. We love you. We love you. Oh, let's end with the song.
That was silent. She said,
"Oh, we didn't plan this, so this is literally gonna be an on-the-spot thing." Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin, mother and child.
y'all, please forgive us. Girl, you okay for real?
I know, I couldn't breathe for a second.
I can't breathe.
We're gonna end it right there.
Yeah,
this is us in our element. This is
realness.
Realness. Hello.
We had
that bad moment, girl.
Child, when you said future, I was like, ooh.
Anybody talk about some? I listen to Future. You listen to who? Baby, no, that ain't gonna work.
Oh, baby, no, that ain't gonna work. You listen to Brent. Okay, Brent. I like Brent. But that one song.
What did he say?
I like to run the streets when it's dark out, then come home, blow it back out. You like to what?
Oh.
It's a big red X.
We're gonna have to cut that part out just a little bit. I'll just bleep it out. We love you guys so much. Happy holidays.
Mercury Mug.